Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Mathematics Simplified. If you like the concepts explained in this lecture, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Let's start discussion of Unit Test 1 for Mathematics Class 9th. First question was, every rational number is. So we have studied in the first lecture itself that real numbers are of two types, rational and irrational. So we can say obviously every rational number is what? A real number. But reverse is not true, because there are some real numbers which are irrational also. But this is always true that every rational number is a real number. Next question. Between any two rational number there are, first it is saying there is no rational number. So let's see a number line 0, 1, 2, minus 1. So we know these minus 1, 0, 1, 2, they all are integers. What are integers? Integers are rational number having 1 in denominator. So if someone asks how many integers are there between 0 and 1, you will say 0 integers, because after 0 only 1 comes in the integers. After 1 only 2 comes. But this is not the case with rational number. Suppose I want to see between 0 and 1 how many rational numbers are there. You can see obviously 0.1 is between these two. 0.11 is between these two only. 0.111, 0. So if you keep on taking like this till infinity, this number will also be between 0 and 1 only. So the thing is, between any two numbers, between any two rational numbers, there are infinite many rational numbers. Okay. If the question was between two numbers, between two integers, how many integers are there? You would have said 0. Okay. So between minus 1 and 0, there are 0 integers. If question was between 0 and 2, how many integers are there? You would have said 1 integer, that is 1 itself. Okay. But rational numbers are infinite. Also we know this 1 upon 1 and 2 upon 1 can be written as, we have done these questions of finding rational number between given numbers. So this equivalent fraction becomes 10 upon 10, this becomes 20 upon 10. Now we have 11 upon 10, 12 upon 10, 13, 14, 15 and 19 upon 10. So there are these 9 numbers between these two. Similarly, if I want to increase the range, what I can do is I can multiply with 100. Then we will have around 90 numbers between them. So this will keep on increasing. So the higher the number multiply, the higher will be the gap between these two numbers. So we can say there are infinite numbers of rational numbers between them. Now question number 7. The number obtained on rationalizing the denominator of 1 upon root 7 minus 2. We all know the rule of rational numbers and normal numbers, that denominator of a number can never be irrational. So we have to make it rational by certain techniques. So we know that we have to multiply with, yes, root 7 plus 2 in the numerator as well as denominator. This technique came from the formula a plus b, a minus b. So whenever we have a minus b in the denominator, we multiply with a plus b, and when we have a plus b in denominator, we multiply with a minus b. So in this case the denominator is formula of a minus b, a plus b, so it becomes a square minus b square, it is root 7 square minus 2 square, and in the numerator we have root 7 plus 2 only. Solving further becomes root 7 square is 7 2 square is 4. So answer is root 7 plus 2 upon 3. So you can check, answer is first one, root 7 plus 2 upon 3. Then next question is degree of zero polynomial. I have told you in the lecture also that zero polynomial, before zero polynomial let's understand what are constant polynomials. I have told you numbers like 1, 2, 3, 10, 1000, these all are constant polynomials. Okay, so we were discussing constant polynomials. We can say if number is 1 only, there is no variable with it, we have to bring variable from our side. What we can do, we can write 1 as 1 into 1, and we know 1 can be written as x power 0. So we say the degree of constant polynomial is always 0. Similarly, if the number is 3, I can write it as 3 into x power 0. So degree of constant polynomials is 0, but there is a special constant polynomial, and that is 0. 0 is also a constant polynomial, but it is special. We call it 0 polynomial. In this case, the degree of 0 polynomial, you will say, sir, it is similar, so we can say it is 0 into x power 0. Yes, you are correct. But if I say 0 into x power 1, then also I am correct. This says the degree is 1. If I say 0 into x power 2, then also I am correct. In this case, degree is 2. In this case, degree is 1. In this case, degree is 0. If I say 0 into x power 10, then also I am correct. So we can see in the case of 0 polynomial, we have no fixed degree. It can be any degree. That is why we don't define it. That's why we call it not defined. It is also in your NCERT. Now question number 9. Abscissa of all points on x-axis is. Let's see. First of all, we should know what is x-axis. What is abscissa. So if this is your x-axis, we call it x dash. This is y dash. We all know that the points on this are 1, 2, 3, 4. So we all know the coordinate of this point is 1, 0, because y is always 0 on x-axis. 2, 0. This is 4, 0. So let's observe. This x coordinate is known as abscissa. Y coordinate is known as ordinate. So we can observe abscissa of all points is changing. Here it is 1, here it is 2, here it is 4. It is not fixed. So we can say it can be any number. Okay. Now question number 10. The points -5, 2 and 2, -5 lie in. For this again we have to draw a number line. Let's take the points. First point is -5, 2, that is axis of negative, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and y is positive 1, 2. So y positive, x negative, point is this one, -5, 2. Similarly 2, -5, in this time x is positive 2 and y is negative -5. So -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Suppose here comes. Suppose this is -5. So our point is lying somewhere here, 2, -5. Clearly we can say this is first quadrant, second, third, and this is fourth. So answer is second and fourth quadrant. That is which option? Third one. Second and fourth quadrant respectively. So option C is correct. Next question. Question number 11. X plus 1 is a factor of. We all know to check whether a given gx, suppose we call it a gx. To check whether gx is factor of, let us call all of them px. What we do is we put gx equal to 0 and we find it's 0. So x plus 1 equal to 0, x equal to -1. Now by remainder theorem, what will I do is I will put this -1 in these equations and I will check which equation is giving me 0 as answer. If the answer is 0, so we can say remainder is 0, and if remainder is 0, we can say it is a factor of the given number. So let's check in the first equation, p of -1. equation is x cube plus x square minus x plus 1. So let's put minus 1 cube minus 1 square minus 1 plus 1. If you check, this will remain minus only, this becomes plus, this becomes plus, this becomes plus, not 0, because there are 3 positive, 1 negative. Let's check in option number B. Again with p minus 1 only, we will get minus 1 cube plus minus 1 square minus 1 plus 1. So this becomes minus 1, this becomes plus 1, minus 1 plus 1. This time we have 2 positive, 2 negative, 1. So answer is 0. Hence option B is the correct one. Now question number 12. If 2, 0 is a solution of linear equation 2x plus 3y equal to k. So we all know if this point is solution of this equation, this means this point is lying on this line only. Whatever the line is, this point 2, 0 is lying somewhere on this line. If a point lies on a line, it must satisfy the line also. To satisfy, if I put the value of x as 2 and y as 0, then it must satisfy the line. Let's see. The equation is 2x plus 3y is equal to k. Now put x equal to 0 and y equal to 2. Sorry, x equal to 2 and y equal to 0. We get 4 plus 0 is equal to k. So k equal to 4 is the correct answer. Question number 13. A taxi charges rupees 20 for first kilometer. So given to you is first km fixed charge is equal to rupees 20. After that, subsequent, so if total distance is x kilometers, in that x kilometer, first kilometer is taken. If you observe, you have used the first kilometer. So how much is remaining? X minus 1. How? If you add these two, you will get x only. So for the first kilometer charge is rupees 20. For remaining, the per kilometer charge is how much? Rupees 12. So what is the equation? We all know total charge is given by fixed charge plus distance covered into per kilometer charge. Let's put the value. Total charge given to us, we have to take it as y is equal to fixed charge we know is how much? Rupees 20 for first kilometer, and distance remaining is, we have assumed distance traveled is x, so remaining is x minus 1, and per kilometer charge is 12. So the answer is y equal to 20 plus x minus 1 to 12. So we can observe this is wrong, this is correct, because y equal to 20, x minus 1, 12. Yes, it is correct. Question 14 is similar to the question that we have done already, 1 upon root 9 minus root 8. Again the denominator is irrational, so it is our duty to make it rational. To make it rational, we all know the form is of a minus b. We will go for a plus b form. So we have to multiply with root 9 plus root 8. Similarly here also. So we have root 9 plus root 8 in numerator, upon we have 9 square, that is 9, root 9 square is 9, and root 8 square is 8. So we have finally got root 9 is actually 3 and root 8 is 2 root 2. So answer is 3 plus 2 root 2. Let's see, option number D is the correct answer. Question 15. The graph y is equal to 4 is a line. Let's see. One second. We all know this x-axis is actually, the equation of x-axis is y equal to 0. This equation is y equal to 0. Why it is y equal to 0? Because on this x-axis every point y is 0, and I have told you that the line which is parallel to x-axis, its equation is of the form y equal to a. So right now we have y equal to 4. Obviously this equation is parallel to x-axis and passing through which point? Passing through point 0, 4. So this is the line given to you as y is equal to 4. Now let's take the options. It is saying making an intercept 4 on x-axis. Wrong. Making an intercept 4 on y-axis. Okay, no. Then it is saying parallel to x-axis at a distance of 4 units from origin. So you can say it is parallel to x-axis. Why it is parallel? Because if you keep on increasing this length, they will never intersect each other. And also you can see the this distance from origin is 1, 2, 3, 4 units. So C is the correct answer. Question number 16. Which one of the following is a polynomial? We all know to be a polynomial, the variable power should be a whole number. If variable power is not a whole number like -1, 1/2, in that case it is not a polynomial. So let's start with this one. In this case you can observe we have root 2x. It can be taken as 2x power 1/2. Finally it becomes 2 power 1/2 to x power 1/2. So x is having power 1/2. Clearly this is not a polynomial because 1/2 is not a whole number. In this case also this x is coming in denominator. When you solve this power will not be a whole number. Let's see the C part. Although it looks that it is not a polynomial, still let's check. X square plus 3x power 3/2 upon root x. Root x can be written as x power 1/2. We all know. And we know if there are same numbers in the numerator and denominator with different powers, the answer is a power m minus n. It is a property of exponent and powers, so we can use that over here. X square plus 3 x power 3/2 minus 1/2. Okay, so it becomes x square plus 3 x, 2 is LCM, 3 minus 1 is 2, 2/2 is 1. So we have got a normal equation of degree 2. So we can say this is a polynomial. So C is the correct answer. Now question number 17. Express 0.123 bar in p/q form. I have told you first of all we assume this as x. So let x is equal to 0.12333 ... I have told you till the time we have this repeating chain we will never be able to write this number in p/q form. So our only motive is to get rid of this repeating chain. We want to get rid of this tail. Okay, to get rid of the tail I told you to multiply with either 10, 100, 1000, whatever you want. But the rule that we use is we see on how many numbers bar is kept. If you see bar is only on one digit, so we will go with 10. We multiply both sides. We can say multiply both sides by 10. So what will we get? 10 into x. When we multiply 10 on this side, what will happen? This one will come out. So 1.2333 and so on. Let's call it equation 1. Let's call it equation 2. Now we will do subtraction to get rid of the repeating chain. So we are doing equation 2 minus equation 1. So let's write like this. 10x is equal to 1.2333 and x is equal to 0.12333 and so on. When we subtract, what will be happen? This sign will become minus and this also become minus. Okay, now if you observe this part is completely same. So what will happen? They will keep on cutting from the back side till this point. So what we have done is we have got rid of the repeating chain. Now 3 minus 2 is 1, 2 minus 1 is 1, decimal is there, 1 will come as it is, equal to mark, and 10 minus 1 is 9x. So we can say answer is x is equal to 1.11 upon 9, or remove decimal, it becomes 111 upon 900. So the answer is option number C. Okay, you can solve this question by different methods, no issue. Question number 18. One of the factors of 1 plus 7x whole square plus 49x square minus 1 is, first of all, this question is not completely simplified. So first we have to simplify it, and then only we can decide what could be the factors of this, this equation. So let's start. First of all, this is a whole square, and we know whole square formula, a plus b whole square is a square plus 2ab plus b square. So let's open it. A square plus b square plus 2ab plus, next is simple bracket, open it like this. Further solve it. 1 square is 1, 49x square plus 2 7s are 14x plus 49x square minus 1. So this minus 1 and minus plus 1 will cancel. 49 and 49 are same positive numbers, so they will be added. 9 9 18, 4 plus 4 8 plus 1 9 x square plus 14x. So this is the expanded form. I have told you, when there is a plus in between, this is the expanded form. We want to find the factor form of this. To find the factor form, I have told you there are 4 ways, out of which the first way is to look for common. And if you observe, x is common. Apart from this, if you know table of 14, you can observe 14 is also common. If you don't know, you can check on the right hand side. So 14x is common, and inside we will get I think 14 is common. So what will we get? Let's check. 7 2s are 7 4s are 2 7s are. So 14 7s are 98 plus 1. Oh, sorry, it is 7x only. So this is the factor form. So first factor is 14x, second factor is 7x plus 1. In our options, we are getting 14x, absolutely correct, because 7x plus 1 is not there, it is minus 1. So correct option is D. Question number 19. If coordinates of 2 points are P minus 7, 5 and Q minus 6, 9, then find abscissa of P. What is abscissa of P? The x coordinate, that is minus 7, minus abscissa of Q. What is abscissa of Q? Minus 6. We have to find this thing. Let's find. Minus 7 minus minus become plus. Answer is minus 1. This is the answer, D option. Then question number 20. Abscissa of a point is positive in. We all know abscissa is the x coordinate. I have told you, in this coordinate both are positive. In this coordinate both are positive. In this coordinate x is negative, y is positive. In this both are negative, and in this one x positive, y negative. So we can observe x is positive in fourth and first only, that is option number B. So abscissa is positive in first and fourth quadrant. Next question. The graph of linear equation 5x plus 3y equal to 10 is a line which meets x-axis at point. Now I told you, if a line is cutting x-axis, this is y dash y. If a line is cutting x-axis at this point, one thing we can say surely, that whatever the abscissa is, but ordinate will always be 0. Yes. So let's find the point by putting y equal to 0. The equation is 5x plus 3y is equal to 10. If you put y equal to 0, we will get value of x equal to 2. So the coordinate is 2, 0, which is option number C, correct. Then simplified value of 16 power 1 minus 1 by 4 into 16, it is root 4, na? Like this. We can write this as 2 power 4 into, this can be written as 16 power 1 by 4. So 2 power 4 minus 1 by 4 into 16 power, sorry, this can be written as 16 can be written as 2 power 4, like this. So we have studied power of power gets multiplied. So we will have 2 power 4 into minus 1 by 4. 4 and 4 will cancel. Let me show you. So this 2 will cancel, this 2 will cancel. So we will get 2 power minus 1 into 2 power 1. If you see, base same power will add. So 2 power minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 power 0. Answer is 1. One more way, you can write this 2 power minus 1 as 1 upon 2 into 2. Still you will get answer as 1. So both way answer is 1 only. Okay. Question number 23. X power 3 plus 3x power 2, 3x plus 1 is divided by x plus 1. So what is the question? Let's divide it. Very simple. X cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1. So we all know our motive is always to, what you say, demolish or remove the maximum power term. So we have to multiply something in x to get x cube. Simple, we multiply with x square. So we get x cube. Now this one will also multiply with this. We will get x square. 1 into x square is x square only. Now signs will change. These two will cancel. 3x square minus x square is 2x square plus 3x plus 1. Now we want to remove 2x square. What to multiply in x to get 2x square? Simple. Multiply 2 into x, because x into 2x is 2x square. Now 1 to 2x is 2x only. Again change the sign, cancel, x plus 1. Finally x into 1 is x only, and 1 into 1 is 1 only. So we again change the sign and they cancel, and remainder is 0. Quotient is x square plus 2x plus 1, that is option number B. If x plus 5 plus z equal to 0, then value of this thing. We all know this formula. This formula is actually x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz is equal to x plus y plus z bracket x square plus y square plus z square minus xy minus yz minus zx. Now question itself is saying that this portion is 0. If this portion is 0 and 0 multiply anything will be again 0 only. So we can say x cube plus y cube plus z cube. Let's take this part to the right side, is equal to 3xyz, and hence answer is B. I hope you understood all the questions. If you found this lecture useful, please share it with your friends. Thank you. Have a nice day.